Please subscribe to my channel and share my videos and give me some thumbs up. So I'm gonna make another video that is really it's bothering me a lot in myself, and for all the situation that I'm still going with the CPS and the facility from Franklin Manor, and for um, for showing how much the government and the school teachers and the doctors and hospitals and social workers, therapists, attorneys, judges, and nurses, and many other people that like to still mistreating my case and mistreating not just only my daughter, myself, and my family. It's everyone. Okay. I was founded. Well, I don't find it. I have all these videos from the past, from the time that was being taken my daughter away from me from the first time. In the place that was placing my daughter, there was the first dates. There was with the foster guys. You know, the foster guys, the only time they making money too for still supposed to be taking care of the kids when the other families they being abusing the kids. You know, I don't abuse my daughter. I never do that. I protect my daughter in loving her and take care of her, my daughter, and supporting my daughter in everything that she's going through with all these situations. She's 12 years old. The first time they was removing my daughter, she was when she was around 7 years old, and keeping her away from me for 1 full year, placing her in the very wrong place. First, they was removing my daughter for me because I was protecting my daughter, because the teacher from the school and Ossining, the school teachers, they was being physically abusing her and mistreating her very badly. Many people they are not realize how much damage the teacher schools in the schools they are being doing a lot of frustration, a lot of trauma, a lot of physical abuse, verbal abuse, and emotional abuse, and just for corruption, for money, for many other things, you know. But for mention many things that many people probably they doesn't even doing it like I do, is for showing my disconcern for all this situation, my disconcern for how much being all these people they still being lying to us, being lying to everyone. But I'm gonna be speak for myself. I'm gonna be speak for my because I have this situation right now that I'm still going through with all these 3 years. That is painful for me. There is a lot of abuse, neglect, medical neglect from them, medical school neglect from them, physical abuse, medical neglect, school neglect, residential neglect, and they're still accusing me, saying that I'm mistreating my daughter, that I'm not even taking care of my daughter like, up very well, and against me saying that I medical neglecting my daughter. That is something very stupid because my daughter, she's not sick. She doesn't have anything for medication. My daughter, she's a good girl. She's a healthy girl. But they're still abusing too many people. For like right now, they're still abusing us too much. Many people, they are very blind because they think the coronavirus is the issue from this time. It is not only just the coronavirus. It's many things that still been abusing us for many years. And I want to be mentioning a couple of those places that was being placed in my daughter. Maybe some familiars they have in all this situation. Maybe not in my tongue, but if they are sharing my videos, many people maybe they will be seeing it. And subscribe to my channel. The places that was being the first of all that I want to be mentioning how there was all this situation. It was started. Who was started it? Who was making all these problems to us? Why there was still being abusing us? And still continue over and over and day by day the corruption and abuse and the physical abuse and the medical neglect. Where is all this came from? It's coming very simple. I never been going through all this situation before with I have 2 kids. I never had this situation before, but I was having a bad experience the first time when my son he was started to go into the school in Hartsdale. And the teachers from that town, they are very nasty, like everywhere in the whole world. They are very nasty. They think disciplinating the kids, hitting them is the more important, and that is the more disciplinary thing. They are being physically abused like that way. Who they think they are? They think that if we are the mother, that we have to be still not disciplining our kids, hitting them or snapping them in the butt, but they can do that. So if I do something wrong with my kids, I snacking him or kicking them or doing something horrible, I am gonna get in big problem. But the teachers and the doctors and CPS and all that type of persons, they are not gonna be getting problems, really. And they can start hurting us: physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, medical neglect, and beyond all that. Okay, millions of that things. Okay, so I want to start with the first bad experience that I was started going through with my son. When my son he was started going to the school, my son he was coming one time from the school, and he told me, "Mommy, said the teacher was slapping me in my face." I was so angry, and I was really angry, and I went to the school for asking answers for that physical abuse that stupid teacher that was being doing to my daughter. And I'm sorry if you want to be here for the first time, bad words for me, because I'm so tired of this kind of abuse, and I'm so tired to start holding everything inside of me that is hurts me a lot. Okay. So when my son he told me in the house, and I saw him very upset for many things, and he told me that one of the teachers that was being physically abusing him, slapping him in the face, I went through the school to speak with the teacher. And the fact that I noticed there was a teacher, there's all of them, they having the same curriculum or the same words, the same everywhere. Okay? When I asked into the teachers, I want answers for the physical abuse that was being doing to my son, and the teacher told me, "Oh, can I take your son to the class and I will bring him back?" I said, "I didn't know. This is the stupid me that I didn't know, because this is the first time that I'm being a mother, the first time that I had to be still going with this situation and with the CPS and the school corruptions and all this." So that's what I was starting learning all this. When you don't know nothing, that's when you want to start learning where is the still all this came from. But I was having that experience when I was in the school too here. Okay. But I want to be started with my story with my two kids, because that is, for me, that is very unfair, very sad, horrible, and abuse, and breaking the law, breaking the civilian rights, and all that type of things, and human rights, and more than that. Okay, kids' rights, students' rights, patients' rights, human rights, civilian rights, and more than that. Okay, so I confront the teachers in the school with my son. I was bringing my son to drop him off to the school, and I was asking to my son, "So tell me who was the teacher, so that way I can still know who was the teacher that was been doing this." So he told me, he pointed to the teacher, and he told me, that's the teacher. He told me that. So that teacher, she was turning on to me very badly, and she told me to say, when she told me to if I can leave her to go with her to the class, and then she's gonna be bringing my son back to me, is when my heart started telling me something is not going well in here. Because that woman, she was telling me something that it was very rude and very unprofessional person, but a very smart woman. Because teachers, they like to start being manipulating and abusing too much at that age. Children at that age, from 5 to 7 or 8 or until 12 or more than that, they can still manipulate. But more is the younger kids, because they don't know exactly what's going on. Okay. So I said, okay. But I was, like I say, I was having the bad feeling that something is not going well in here. And the other teachers, they were starting looking at me very badly and horrible. And I said, something is not going well in here, because, your body and your feelings, they're still telling you something that is not going well. So the teacher take my son to the class, and she bring it back to my son. And then my son, he told me, "Mommy, that was a mistake. She was not even hurt me." I say, I know that something is going to be going well. And I trust my kids, because I know exactly how it is going on over here. So the teacher told me after that, they say, "If you do coming over here again to telling me something like that," they say, "I want to be called the CPS." And I was starting thinking, what the hell CPS is me for? And what the hell you have to be still calling CPS for? When somebody's being a physical abuse my kid, I have the legal rights to defend my kids no matter what, and you have to be responding no matter what. That was the first time. So then passing the years, and again, not the years, the time again, and then my son again, he was coming from the school, very upset, upset, very sad. And I see his face walking with another friend with him. And I said, "What's going on, sweetie?" I was outside doing the land and everything. I said, "What's going on, sweetie?" And he told me, he said, "Mommy, one of the kids is they broke my locker and said they stolen my sneakers. I say, oh my God, are you serious? Did you tell the teachers or anything, or the principal? They say, no. They said the teacher don't want to do nothing. I said, what do you mean they don't want to do nothing? They was stealing your brand new sneakers. I bought it one day before for you to wear it, and now they stolen and they still broken your locker. And I said, okay, let's go to the school. So I went to the school again in the same situation. It was at a different school and different town. First, the one that there was the teacher that was physical abuse my son, it was in Harsdale. And then we was moved from Harsdale to Ossining. We was spending many years in there. I was not even know exactly the schools, they are horrible, badly, or the teachers, they are being doing the same things, okay? Everybody have the same lines to still saying everywhere, they have to be saying the same thing, okay? Doing the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. Repeat like a recording every single time, whatever they have to be saying other teachers in the other towns. So when I went to the school, I asked you to speak with the teacher and the principal for asking about the stolen there was somebody was stolen from the locker from my son the brand new sneakers. But I was starting feeling it. There was the teachers and the principal. That was very nasty, and again unprofessional and all that kind of things. I was getting angry and I say, I want to know exactly what's going on in this school because they're supposed to be being, supervising every single kid in here. And believe it or not, the kid, it was a black kid that was being taken my son's sneakers. I saw the kids that was being wearing the sneakers of my son, and I said, you know what? That's the kid that was being stealing your sneakers. Look at him. He was wearing it. And he was looking at us very scary. And I said, oh, this is how they still saying the black matters? When they still being abusing too much the other ones? Stealing inside the school? And the teachers are still being abusing the kids and saying the kids is no doing nothing well because they still doing all this. So this is corruption for everywhere. There is no education in the school either. Okay? So this is one of the starting being abusing too much and start being physically and verbally and stealing things from there. Hold on a second. So I spoke with the teacher and the principal. The principal is a white woman, very nasty, a fat woman, very nasty, very unprofessional. And I told her very clear that I want the sneakers that belong to my son. They are bought from brand new one day before. If they are in the school, they want to be starting stealing things and they don't have no reputation, they don't have no respect at all. And this is how they still being abusing from the school. They don't have no rules in here. They're still breaking the rules, or they're still breaking the lockers from others and they're stealing things and nobody's watching it, nobody's seeing it. What type of school is all this? Because it doesn't look a school they're going to the school for having all the belongings in the locker like they're supposed to be with their own locker, And I say, okay, fine. So I was starting fighting with her in the good way. And I say, I want the sneakers brand new. And one of the co-workers or the principal or the what do they call it? The other the helper from the principal, I think. So he told me, okay. He said, okay. He said, if we want to be returned the sneakers, he said it's not going to be, doesn't want to be look new. And he said, we can give you a used sneaker. I said, oh no, they are going to be still pay for that. Whoever it was stolen the sneakers, they have to be responsible for all this. If you don't do nothing, they're going to get in big problems. Okay. That was nothing. After that, it passed many days. And then again, that was not just only my child. It was with me. I went to pick her up from the school to my son. And then again, we was being abused from other children's, black children's, with white children's, dropping me rocks in my car, mugged in my car. And I called the principal and I wanted to try to call the police. When I called the principal and I told the kids they was been doing some horrible things in my car, still dropping me rocks and mud and everything. And I told her, if you don't want to be disciplined, these kids in the school, going outside and they're still breaking the law from everyone, every single person, they're still coming over here. And the teacher, the principal, he told me, you know what? They said they are kids outside. They can do whatever they want. I said, no, they're not. They're supposed to be having a good discipline, respect inside and outside. And I say, if you don't do nothing for still giving these kids a respect for the other ones, I want to be called the police. So he wasn't even like it. I was called the police. They was not even care about it. And I told the kids, if they doesn't stop it, they start dropping me rocks. I want to be go through the letter to their house to speak with the parents and show what I was starting doing it to me. They doesn't even care. And the next day again, they're still doing again the same thing. And I told the principal, if they don't want to be teaching respect to these kids are not going to be still having no respect at all. Okay, so I was getting very angry, and I very worried for my son. They still been doing something horrible to him. So day by day, they was starting and doing abusing too much to my son. I was starting being my son. He started telling me, "Mommy," he said, the kids started bothering me a lot in the school, and the teachers, they was calling me, telling me, your son is being doing something like this. I said, who's doing that? My son or somebody else is still being abusing my son? So when I dropped my son to the school, I was starting waiting for something to hear it. It was it's the Latin woman, Spanish woman. She started telling me that my son. This is what she told me outside, because I was waiting outside for still dropping my son to the school. One of the parents, it was a mother, a woman. She was coming very angry with me, very angry with her son. And instead of she talking to me nicely or with the full respect, with everything, she started coming to me and telling me in the very bad way, and the very wrong way. She told me, they said, "Oh, your son, he's still bothering my son in the class, and he's still making a lot of problems." I said, and my son, he looking at me, I said, "Do you make all these things?" He said, "No, this is not me." He said, "That's him, he's still making this to me." I said, so they're reversing all the situation. That my son, he's the victim, not the victimary. So the woman, she coming to me, telling me that my son, he's bother his son, when that's his son bother my son, you know? And this woman, she was starting very angry with me, and she told me, they said, if you don't start, your son is still be respect to my son. They said, I want to be do something to your son. I said, you touch my son, and I want to be snack your nagas, you know, your butt. So, and I said, I didn't want to even listen to her, and I just only said, don't worry, sweetheart. I want to be taking care of you. Don't worry for you, okay? If she's doing something to you, she's gonna get in big problems. So again, the teachers calling me and telling me that my son, he was being abusing other kids to my son. And I said, well, what do you want to do? Are you want to be still doing something? Because if my son is having this type of things, they have to be still doing something from the school. And thank you for letting me know. So they have to be calling the parents for telling me what the hell is going on with these kids still being abusing to my son. Not to tell the woman is still outside telling me that my son, he's doing something to her son, when that is my son, is a victim, okay? And outside, this woman, she was starting yelling at me and telling me a lot of things that she's going to be hurt my son. If she touched my son, she's going to get in big problems. I was starting, learning from that school, and from the kids, and from the parents. They have a really very bad attitude, very bad behavior. They have a really, really don't care how much damage you still created when you start talking to the other parents. More if they are Latins, they don't have no thinking how to exactly handle it with some situation, because they think their kids, other sons, other daughters, they are very nicely, okay? That is not the way they're supposed to be still handling with the case like that way. They're supposed to be still talking, asking questions, solving the problems in the good way, not in the wrong way, and teach your kids, okay, to not still being bothered other kids or still being bullied with the other kids, because they think my son, he was the bully person. He wasn't, okay? He wasn't. That was the other kids that was bothering my son all the single time, bothering in the class, bothering him outside, and all that type of things, okay? Okay, the next one, it was many problems I started having with the neighbors. That was another big issue that I'm still going through with very bad things. And that is when they started the problems too with the school and the CPS. Okay, this is when my son was starting the school. I was going through with all the situation. Finally, my son, he was finished the school. We get out from the problems, not very well, but we get out from the problems. But a CPS, it was not involved on that time on that situation. Okay, they want to be trying to scare me and to try to manipulate me, trying to do a lot of things whatever they want with my son and my family. And I said, no way. This is not going to be still like that way. Somebody's doing something to my son. I had to be defended no matter what. Then the passing the years, things that I'm not going to be still putting on this point, but I was having I having my baby, my baby girl, and when I was pregnant, I'm not gonna be going in detail because it's very and things that I'm not gonna be still talking too much because I don't wanna be getting emotionally and sad and all that type of things. But when I was pregnant, I was starting having big problems with the neighbors, big problems with the doctors, with the nurse, in the clinics. And I want to be mentioning which one is the clinics and the hospital that I went through for all this situation when I was pregnant for my daughter. When I was living, me and my son and my daughter in Austin, the clinic that I was being using it over there, and many people maybe they know there's some in New York. They are these clinics. They are open doors. The hospital is it's in another town. I had to remember what is the name because I don't visit that anymore. I will tell you that later when I remember the name of the hospital. Phelps, I think that's the name of hospital. Yeah, Phelps, I think. And I went there. In another town, it was in Sleepy Hollow. Okay. So when I was started, I wasn't even thinking or know that it's gonna be starting in that town. It's gonna be starting giving me a big hard time. I saw them with my son, but I didn't know there was gonna be coming horrible things now with my daughter and the doctor and the neighbors and the clinic and many other type of things. For not going through photo way. So when I was starting going to the clinic to start checking myself every twice a week, maybe. No, not twice a week. Once a week or weekly or a month, depends. First of all, they was giving me a hard time for not having a health insurance when I was pregnant. They was giving me a lot of hard time, mistreating me. When I was pregnant, mistreating me. There was the doctor mistreating me. One of the nurse. There was I wasn't even know there was that woman. She was very nasty. That was a nurse. It doesn't look like a doctor. It was, I think so. It was a nurse, but a very nasty, very bad behavior. And she told me, they said, well, you wanna get an abortion? I said, what? I'm not gonna get an abortion. Who tell you I'm gonna get I'm gonna do an abortion to my baby? So she prepared all the things and she was gonna be doing the right away the abortion to me. I said, I'm not gonna be doing an abortion. What the hell are you talking about? And she started very badly with me, and she told me, "So well, you have to be getting an abortion." I said, because you don't have to have the baby. I said, what the hell is wrong with you? And I asked him for the supervisor to submit a complaint. She made me feel very stressful in that moment, very sad, horrible things because I see the table that was she preparing and the little table with the utensils and everything, all that type of things. And I said, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm never said I want to be rolling around my baby. So, boy, you are crazy. He said, you are wrong. He said, I mean, she was out of control. I have no idea what the hell is going on with that nurse on that moment. Or what is exactly what's going on that time. In that time. In the town too. In that clinic. Open door. Okay? So when I'm starting checking myself, again, in the clinic, in open door, again, another nurse that was being still mistreating me and talking to me very badly, yelling at me, making me feel very badly because I wasn't having no insurance and because I having no, I don't know what else they was been looking for. And I said, what the hell is wrong with you? I said, why are you still treating me like this way? I'm pregnant. They said, I don't care. She have a bad behavior, this woman, very badly. So when she told me to do something that she was going to be checking me, and there was another nurse over there, and she was slapping the things over there on the table, and I was speaking with the other woman, another nurse, and I said, what's going on with that woman? They said, why? What do you mean why? She started yelling at me. Don't you see her? I said, I don't want to see this woman next to me. He said, oh, you know that she's angry? I said, I don't care if she's angry or not. She have no right for still talking to me like that way and making me feel very badly. I'm pregnant. If something's happened to me or my baby, she's going to respond for all this. Oh, well, forget it. What I was saying. This woman, she was speaking with the other nurse, and she told her, she said, what are you still yelling at her? And the other woman, she was starting again yelling to the other nurse, and she said, I'm not yelling at her. I'm just doing whatever I had to be doing. He said, no. He said, you're yelling at her. And also, you're still yelling at me now. So they was starting again with the same thing, and then there was another person that was starting doing the same thing, stressing me, making me feel badly, making me feel all the time, like this. They was harassing me, and attacking me, harassing me and attacking me. I was applied for having the health insurance. They was denied not to give it to me. I was passing. I'm not gonna be stable for 2 months. I was passing many until my daughter she was before to still getting my baby birth. I went to the Phelps, the hospital, for checking myself over there, and again the same thing. Again the same thing. They was mistreating me like I was never seen all these type of behaviors from this nurse and the doctors. Many of them, the nurse, they are Latins, they are black, and they are from different types of countries. Bad behaviors, bad thinking, and they are only working just for money. They are not working for helping any patient or any person that have any issues on the body. Nobody, they don't care. So they stressing me very badly. They still making me say, they telling me when there was the other person, that was the nurse that was starting yelling at me, telling me, oh, you need to do all this. I said, why are you still yelling at me? Oh, you have to go to the scale. I said, you don't have to be talking to me like that way. You are feeling very, you have a lot of problems on top of you. Why are you still talking to me like that? I said, well, I'm talking like that. I said, you don't have to be still talking to me like that. She was yelling at me. Said, that's because you don't listen to me. Say, you have to go to the scale. You have to remove all your stuff you have it on top of you. I said, oh, I didn't remove my stuff. What do you want me to do? Take all my clothes away from me? and I was feel so very badly. I was feeling that something is not going well. These people, they was mistreating me very badly. Then I was not able to do a lot of things because I was not even know how can I submit a complaint to the doctors and how they was mistreating me in that place. So one of the doctors at my other visitations, for many visitations, and again I went to the hospital, to Phelps, and one of the doctors, she told me, he said, okay, so you are very your blood pressure is a little higher. I said, I was walking, stupid. Yeah, it's gonna be higher because I was walking, So what did she was do? She was talking to me very badly in the wrong way. And she told me, said, you're gonna go in the other room. I said, what? I said, yeah, I said, you're gonna be stay over there in that room. He said, I'm gonna be turning all the lights and I'm gonna be close the door. So she put me in the dark room. She locked me the door. And I was not even know that is something is going badly, and I was so worried for my baby and myself, because I was not even having my baby yet on me. I was started pregnant at that moment, and I was so worried. And I said, okay. And then when another black woman, she was arriving, and she opened the door. And said, oh, I didn't know you was here. I said, who turned on the light? I said, the other doctor. She said, why she's doing that to you? I said, I don't know. She said, this is wrong. So let me say, so who was the doctor? I said, and I told the name. I don't remember what is the name of the nurse or the doctor, that she was doing that to me, stressing me and making me feel very badly and very horrible. So then when I was gonna be having my baby, the neighbor, she was starting being jealous because she had 2 boys, and her husband is an alcoholic, and she have a very bad attitude. She's from Hungarian. She's mistreating her kids very badly, including her husband. And she doesn't even speak very well English. I wasn't even understand very well her accent. And she was treating me very badly too. I was asking only for her to a favor for taking care of my son just for 2 days until I'm still in the hospital, and to go back to the house for having my baby. And in the hospital, there was the doctors. They was starting again the same thing, doing the same thing, scaring me, treating me in their own way, telling me that I want to be doing a Caesar for me. I said, I'm not going to be having that Caesar. I want to be having my daughter normal, like the way it is. So they started scaring me, treating me in the very bad wrong way, making me feel very badly. So when I finally was started, my baby, she was arrived. I see a nurse, because I was being alone in the room. and I see the nurse. It was being shaken my baby as soon as my daughter she was coming to the life. I saw the nurse. She was shaking my baby in the little crib. I was having. I know that I had to be still recording everything, but I wasn't even able because my camera she was taking me only maybe 2 pictures from me when I having my baby. She took pictures when she was having her in the crib, and she put my camera far away from me so that way I cannot even reach it. So that way I was being recorded how she was being shaken my baby on that time that she was being damaged my daughter. Nobody was helping me on that moment. And that's when they started again the problems. From the 2 days that I was spending over there in the hospital, I see horrible things that was being doing to my baby and to myself. When they was bringing my daughter into the little crib, the nurse, they was not even open the door with her hand. She was open the door with the carriage, with my baby inside, and pushing the door with my baby inside. For many times, she was been doing that. And I said, what the hell is wrong with this woman? Why she's pushing the door with my baby inside the carriage? And making my daughter feel very badly. And it was not only one time. It was the 2 days that I was spending over there. I was doing that all the time. And then next to me, it was a sign saying over there, I don't know if I was taking the picture from that sign that was saying, do not shake the babies because they can damage the brain. Do not do this because the baby, they can have all these type of things. So why the nurse that was started again mistreating my baby as soon as my daughter she was coming alive, they was mistreating my daughter like that way. This is what I was starting seeing it, how much the nurse, the doctors, they was starting mistreating us very badly. On the first day, the mother she was coming to alive, they was starting being abusing her, mistreating her, making her feel scary. And that is the more thing that I was starting feeling so horrible from that moment. Then they was starting telling me a lot of things that I wasn't even know why my daughter she was having some allergies on her body maybe. And her skin was on red rash all her body. I don't even know why. And the doctor, the nurse would come and she told me, they said, oh, they say, you breastfeeding your baby, they said you are still contaminating your daughter with your breastfeeding. I said, what are you talking about? You are the doctor, you're supposed to be telling me what's going on in my daughter's body. Not me to still blaming me, telling me that I'm still feeding my daughter and still giving to my daughter any allergies. Nobody told me anything. And my son, he went to the hospital with the neighbor that was being abusing me too much too. And I asked my son if he's doing okay. He told me yes. So I said okay. So I hope I was worried for my son too because I was not even having a good relationship with this neighbor and her sons and her kid. They are very bully, and the woman she's very nasty. So it's hard for me to still put in all this video for me to say how they was starting all this situation because this is over and over. And that's in the time when my daughter she's starting, to start growing up and everything, developing herself well and everything. All the stress that was still being given to us, and I thought that there was being an issue on my daughter's body. She's normal, but I think that these abuses have to be stopped from them, from these hospitals, from the doctors, for nurse, for clinics, for many places, you know. And they had to stop blaming us, to abusing us, all the humanity. We have the legal rights to live in this world. God gave it to me, this baby, and I love her so much. She's a very sweet girl. And like I say, my daughter, she's a very sweet girl, and she doesn't have to be deserved from other people that still been abusing my daughter and myself and my son too. I love her so much, and I miss her so much from the time that was being still being abusing us too much, the CPS and this doctor and the school teachers. For all this corruption and all this abuse, they still manipulating every single person. If we are on open eyes, we are gonna be still being all the time. We are gonna be still being victims from all these people, you know. That's the most horrible thing that I was starting feeling when I was in the hospital having my baby, and they still mistreating us in a very bad, very very bad wrong way. And nobody was helping me, and I was submitting complaints, and I told them that it was mistreating me, and they told me say I'm crazy, that I had to be go see a therapy, and I had to be still doing a lot of stupid things that I didn't believe in. And I said, what the hell is wrong with these people? Then when they was starting again to make me feel very badly, I was not even shut up anymore. I was starting again to fighting for having my legal rights, to be respecting us, and to be in, you know, to do a lot of things for respecting us, to my daughter, to my son, to myself. So after all that, I went to again to check my daughter to the hospital, not to the hospital, to the clinic, to the open door, and asking again to apply for the health insurance, because they was denying me many times, and they was calling me for telling me they are not gonna be still giving me an opportunity for having a health insurance. And I say every single kid in New York or any place, they have the legal rights to have a health insurance. You cannot deny me anything like that, because I don't have no money for still paying any health insurance, and they started being mistreating me like that way. Many times I was applied for everything. They was being lying to me, telling me that I had to be applied for SSI. I said, my daughter, she's not an SSI to having this type of insurance. My daughter, she's a regular girl, and she handle it. I mean, she's a good girl, and she's a healthy girl. They cannot stay mistreating her like a disability person, you know. So all the places that I went through, there's I don't know if it's some people, maybe they don't in some other places they doesn't have it, but some other places the agents, they are saying they are doing helping the families and all that stupid things, you know. There's nobody's helping anybody. But I was busy the agent, they call it Family Die. And again, like I say, people that are working over there, they are Latin, and they're having different thoughts, different cultures, different things, and different things, okay? So when I was starting being again over there to visit this person, and her name is Lindsay Rivera, I think so, she's from Guatemala, and she started telling me that she was having problems with her ex-husband, and he was mistreating her very badly. He was putting her on very stressful. She went to the medication for the anxiety and all that type of things. And I said, you know what? I don't care if it's your problems. You can handle your problems like the way you're supposed to be, okay? And then she started being lying to me, telling me, because other people start telling me bad things, giving me a bad negative and what do you call it, this results for some things that I was been doing for my daughter to find out what's going on. But my daughter, she doesn't have any type of issues like they was been telling me. And this woman, she started telling me, well, they say you have your daughter, she's an autistic. I said, she is not an autistic. What are you talking about? Okay. And then she was started telling me, oh, well, I have my daughter that she's an autistic too. I said, oh, really? So everybody have an autistic kid in the house, you know? So the passing the little time, she was being nasty with me. She was not even helping me very well. And I was asking many times if she can help me for having the health insurance, and she was telling me, so well, this is how they was been working. I was not even know exactly what's going on these agents too. Okay, so the thing I had to be start learning is to know exactly what type of agency that is. If I don't know if that is what these people they're working from the CPS too, or they are doing something behind our back that we don't know exactly what's going on. So many times I went to their office, and she was very nasty, horrible nasty. And I said, you know what, that's enough. I had to start doing something because that is gonna be badly for me, and I'm so tired to see people still being mistreating me and abusing me and not even helping me at all. With when I need something, nobody's gonna be helping me. The only helping me is only for destroying my family, mistreating me, and giving me false information and denying me many things that I was required for having for my daughter and for my son too and for myself. I said okay. So passing the time, my daughter she started growing up, and again I still haven't seen it all the time in the clinic, open door. They still mistreating my daughter and mistreating myself, telling me a lot of things that is not supposed to be. The first thing that I was starting seeing it, that's when they started giving the shots, the vaccines for the immunizations, or whatever they call it. That nurse, she was starting pulling the 2 vaccines on my daughter's legs. I don't know if that is the polio. And she was not even she wasn't even put to my daughter the vaccines very well in my daughter's her legs. She was only introduced the needle inside her skin, my daughter's skin, but she was not even put the liquid inside very well. I saw the liquid, it was coming out. And I said, if something's happened to my daughter, because this vaccine it was not even well inside my daughter's body, if something is happening in the future, my daughter's legs or something, because that is from the polio, I don't know, something like that, they're gonna get in problems. Because I see the liquid, it was starting coming out from my daughter's legs when she was, she was only squished her legs like this way. She was left a big bruise, and I have a picture from that. Big bruise when she was squished to put in the needle inside, and in the liquid it was coming outside. And I was submitting a complaint. That woman, she's a Latin woman. I don't know exactly from where, but she's a dark woman, a Latin woman. Okay? So then, again, like I don't want to be still making too big, but then I was starting passing the time, again, started doing so, to check my daughter and all that type of thing. Then my daughter, I was registering my daughter to go to the school in the first kindergarten. I submitted all the papers, and I was asking to the doctor, her name is Bella Pace, or Pace or Peace, something like that, Bella Pace. No, before it was another woman, because I know a doctor, very nice. That woman, she was helping me, and she told me a lot of things that she can help me for solving all this situation. But unfortunately, she left the clinic. Okay, unfortunately she left the clinic, and then she started coming another woman and started treating my daughter, and I wasn't even know exactly what's going on with the other woman that she's gonna be still coming in. Her name is the doctor that was studying with my daughter. I don't remember her name exactly, but the other one that was studied that is there was like 3 different doctors. Okay, it was from India, one of them, and the other one it was American. I'm not very quite sure from where it was her from, but the other one is from, I think so. That's American woman. I don't think so. Well. So I was starting giving the papers for starting, having the papers done for the register my daughter and the school and all that type of things. What it was happening, when I was having all the papers done for still register my daughter, and I submitted everything on the school, and the name of the school is a Park School in Austin. I wasn't even know it's gonna be starting the problems in there. I wasn't even know, really, I was not even thinking it was gonna be start coming the big problems in there. So I submitted papers, in my stupid me, because I wasn't even do nothing. I was not even taking copies of the papers. When I was submit all the copies of there in the school, they're working a lot of Latin people from every single place: Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, Guatemalas. Peru. From everywhere from the world. Okay. There are Spanish people working in that schools and from many places, okay? So when I submitted papers to register my daughter to the school, and I went in, to see if they want to be sending me a package for when one of my daughters is going to be started, if they want to be giving the school bus for my daughter and all that type of things. My surprise, it was very badly. It was coming September. I never received any package from the school. Never, ever. And I was wondering what the hell's going on, So when I went to the school and I said, well, what's going on? I said, I was raising my daughter for my daughter to start the school year this year. So what's going on? Oh, the papers, we don't have it, the papers. They are lost. I said, oh, really? Now they lost the papers? So now I had to be still again register my daughter. I said, yes. So that was not nice for me to start hearing all that type of things. And I said, okay. So it was in the next year. So it passed all September, October, November, December, until again it started the new year. In January, I went to the school and I asked him what's going on with the papers. Why why they never sending me the package for telling me when my daughter she's gonna start at the school. And they telling me the papers that was being lost. I said, really? There was the papers, all of the papers, all the registration, it was being lost. And wait for that. So they give me again. They said, okay, so you have to be registered your daughter again. Okay, so I submitted papers. This time I was taking the copies. I submitted again. And my daughter, she started the school. And I was not even happy at all how they was starting mistreating me from the beginning, from saying that the registration papers for my daughter was being lost. And then my daughter, she was starting having a new doctor, a new pediatrician. Her name is the Dr. Bella Pace, and the Open Door. And my daughter, she was not even sick at all until when she started again to go to the schools. That's when I started seeing, and my daughter, she started getting sick and all that type of things. And I said, what the hell is going on in here now? I prepared my daughter's lunch. I be careful with my daughter's food because she have food allergies, like many people that have food allergies and many other type of things. So when I started seeing it, then my daughter, she started, many times. I was started seeing it. They started returning me. When my daughter, she's returning from the school, she was returning crying, with bruises on her body, and all the type of things. I started going to see the family tie for asking for help to see what's going on. And having many people from there and the school teachers and the social worker and another Latin woman, old woman. She told me that she forcing me to call to the what is the name of this person? It's from the CPS, but I wasn't even know what the hell is going on in here. I was not even know exactly what is the issues still coming from the school. And she told me, she said, call this number. It says this for preventive services. I said, for what is that? What I need my daughter, or what do I need this person in my life for what? So she was starting being mean with me, not telling me exactly what's going on. But I was starting seeing it. They was mistreating my daughter. And this is one of the starting the big trauma and the big issues from the school. And they still accusing me and against me, saying that a lot of things that I was not doing it, but they still accusing me for things that the school teacher that was starting being doing to my baby. Okay, so my daughter, she was happy to go to the school, but when they're returning my daughter crying with bruises, scary, and all her body, all her thoughts and very changed. And I said, oh, she says, now it's coming something horrible here. So I was starting, I started being aware for what's going on in here. So they told me to call to preventive services. So I called preventive services. Her name is Gabriela Mendoza, another Latin woman. I don't know exactly from where, but probably she's, I don't know exactly, but I'm not going to say, but she's a Latin Spanish woman. And they're forcing me to start calling this person over there. I said, I don't know exactly what's going on, but so I called her. Then I was started having meetings, worry and weird meetings that I have no idea what the hell is going on. They started mistreating my daughter, saying the mother she have mental problems. They told me the mother she have a bad behavior. They started telling me the mother she's not even have a good health. The mother, she's an autistic, that she cannot even learn it, that she cannot even do this, she cannot even do that. I said, what the hell is going on? They're placing my daughter in the wrong class, moving her from one regular class with the regular kids to the autistic kids. That's when they started the problem, the big giant problems, because my daughter, she started copying all the other kids with the autistic kids, mimic the other kids. They still been doing it. Many other kids, they are not even speak. They have a very problems not speaking. They don't even using a sign language for these kids. The teachers, they don't have a no sign language, still being using it in the school. So other kids, they are not belonging there. They having a severe autistic, in the place in the putting my daughter in that class. And I say, I am not want to be my daughter in that class. I want my daughter to be in the regular class. And the teacher and the principal started being nasty with me, not even listen to me, not even hearing my worries and my concerns. They was doing a lot of horrible things to my daughter. This is when I was studying my daughter, being learning the wrong class with the wrong kids, with the wrong teacher. Because my daughter, she's a regular girl. And you know, when you put in something that is not appropriate for your kids, and still been learning, because they're at that age, 6 to 7 years, is when they're still absorbing everything on the brain. And they say, well, if this kid is hard, I'm going to be doing the same thing. So when I see my daughter, she's still coming with that behavior, I say, what's going on? My daughter, she's never hurt herself. She never do something like that. She's still doing the same like the other kids. I was submitting a big complaint that make me feel so horrible, telling me the mother she have a severe autistic, and she is not an autistic. Okay? And I spoke a million times that I want my daughter in the regular class, and it was denied me many times. Well, I still seeing it many times. They tell my daughter she's coming, going happy, but they're returning her back badly and crying. Many times they're calling me and they're telling me, Mrs. Del Toro, because this is my last name, Del Toro, okay? I'm not going to be hiding anything. They calling me and they telling me, Mrs. Del Toro, this is your daughter, she have a vomiting, so you have to be coming to pick her up. I said, what is the reason the mother is having a vomiting? So when I started seeing it, the mother she started having all these type of issues in the school. They still telling me the mother she have some problems, and I say, the mother she ate? No, she doesn't eat. So that's what the problem is. They still not even giving to my daughter her lunch. Many times I was starting being feeling that these people they still been abusing my daughter, from many ways. Then I was starting seeing it. My daughter she was starting having bad dreams, saying, "No teacher, don't help me, don't hurt me anymore, don't hurt me anymore." I said, "What the hell is going on?" So I was starting having these bad feelings, and I said, you know what, I had to start paying more attention on what's going on in here. So I was starting seeing it, that these teachers from the school, they are being surrendering my daughter, locking her in the closet in the darkness, screaming at her, yelling at her, mistreating her, not giving my daughter's lunch, so that way she can get sick. I want to be trying to feel if I can hold it, because it was many times when I see my daughter, she was coming crying and crying, and I said, what's going on? One time I was having a big meeting, and the school teachers and many other people that wasn't there. And they make me feel very scary, treating me like I don't have no rights. But the teachers and the principal, more the principal, she was started telling me very badly, and with very bad attitude, very bad behavior. She told me a lot of things that I was not even feel happy to hear this woman, how she was expressing herself about my daughter. And she told me that my daughter, she's a dangerous girl. She have mental problems. She have a bad behavior. She's doing a lot of things that is not appropriate. So the way that she was expressing herself, saying something like that, is not my daughter. It's this woman, the principal, she's starting talking to my daughter like that way, saying these type of issues. When this woman, she's the one, she have the mental problems, not my daughter. Okay? My daughter, she have no mental problems. But when somebody's being physically, verbally, emotionally abusing her in many ways, that is not my daughter. That is the teacher. They are behind of all the situation. Doctors, nurse, social workers, and many other people that still been abusing too much to us. Abusing our children when they start into the school. For having all these issues, really? Many times I found that they was been locking all the children's in my daughter's class, locking their class for not letting go outside. Many times I see it. The other woman is, I don't know if that is the psychology. Her name is Nicole Coach. She's the one, she have another mental problems. This is when I was started. I said, you know what, this is gonna be ended. Why defend my baby? Or they're gonna be still continue over and over, still being abusing us. It was starting doing that. They was continue putting my daughter locking her in the darkness, in the closet from the school. They was not even giving to my daughter her lunch every day, making my daughter feel sick. I bring my daughter when she coming from the school in the bus monitor, she was being physically abused, my daughter and the other children. One of this monitor, this woman, I saw her when she was grabbing the head from another children, smarting in the bus, in the window. I said, what the hell are you doing it? I don't remember if it was being recorded all that, but I was starting to record it. And I said, you know what, that's going to be ended. I have to have evidence for all this abuse from this school, from the bus monitor, from the hospitals, from clinics, from everywhere that I had to be going. Now I had to be started being recorded, every single thing, no matter what. How I want to be do that, I don't know. But I was starting doing that. One of the times when they was bringing my daughter from the school, before that, they was calling me and they're telling me the mother, she was having an accident in the gym. I was even having no car. I had to be walk from the house to the school, and it was the way it was for me, like everybody, many people that stay saying it's like a forever is taking you, you know. And I said, well, I had to be wait to see, because if I take two taxis, I cannot pay for two taxis. I had to be take only once, just in case if I had to be needed to go back. So when the nurse was calling me from the school, they was telling me the mother, she was having an open chin over here. And I said, what's going on? So when I went to pick her up, my daughter, she was having the bandage over here. And they told me, said, go bring your daughter to the hospital. I said, just for checking her up. I take pictures from the chin from my daughter. I was taking a taxi that time. I went to the emergency room, so that way they can be doing a lot of things. It was already closed, but they was removing the thing. And then I said, I don't want each stitchings on my daughter, because she's going to start screaming, and I don't want that. I have enough to see how much damage is still being abusing my daughter. So there was, for that time, they was starting giving the liquid bandage. There was putting like a little, like a little glue in there. And I said, don't move, sweetheart, so you're gonna be okay. Mommy's right here. The chin, the skin, it was closed. But the stupid doctor, he was opening it up, and there was starting making my daughter feel very badly. So they was grabbing her. I don't want to still remember. It was horrible. It was horrible. Making her feel very badly, and myself. Then we went to the house, and I asked my daughter, how did it happen, sweetheart? They told me they was been putting her to do something, exercise in there, and somebody was pushing her. But she was scared me to tell me. So there was a provocation. They was provoking my daughter to having this accident. And I said, there is any other children? And they said, no, mommy, it was only me and the teacher. So then I was starting more worry every single day for all this, to send them or not to send my daughter to the school. And then again, it was coming again, more problems, more issues from the school. They was not even giving to my daughter her food, her lunch. They wasn't prepared every single day. And I think it was on Friday when she came back. And the other issue that was very badly, there was in the school bus. They have no AC in the school bus. That is my daughter and the other children. They was being dehydrated from the summertime hot with no AC on the bus. And every single time they was bringing my daughter because they had to be still, they're dropping all the kids in and the houses. So they're taking more and maybe more than half an hour for still arriving my daughter at the house. With all this hot and dehydrating her and the rest of the children that was being very, very sick. So when my daughter, she came to the house, I saw her sweating like she was having a bucket of water on top of her head, on her clothes and everything. And I give it to my daughter water. She was drinking all this water, a full container of water. Finished it, the whole thing. I said, my God, he said, you are so thirsty, sweetheart. He said, yes, mommy. And I was checking her lunch every day. And I said, my darling, you didn't eat your food. He said, no, he said, the teachers, they don't give me my food. So you don't eat anything at all in this morning? He said, no, mommy. It was 5 days. I was starting doing like that. Every single day I was starting checking her lunch bag. And all the food that was remaining in her lunch bag. Never touch it. And never given to my daughter her lunch. Where she was ate all day or in the lunchtime, I have no idea. But in the house she was ate. But she was not even eat nothing on the lunchtime. So my daughter, she started getting sick. And I was started complaining this to the meetings when I was having the meetings from the school, and I was saying, I want the preventive services or any other person that's still checking the teachers or any person on the lunchtime to be sure if my daughter she's having her lunch, because every single time they still returning me everything from my daughter and her juices and